always wanted to do. I've always wanted to write a book, but I don't know where to begin. Obviously, notebook or computer to write it down on, but after that, I'm kind of stuck. So I'm on WikiHow, and I'm going to be looking up how to write a book. We start off with a 10-second summary. 1. Brainstorm ideas and write them down. 2. Create an outline for your plot, then edit it. 3. Write your story and take breaks to put things into perspective. 4. Ask other people for their opinion. And 5. Edit and cut things out that don't work. Method 1. Getting started on your book. 1. Buy a notebook. Really? I think we already established the fact that we need something to write it down on. I mean, I'm not going to write it on the floor, am I? Yeah, as the saying here, it's easier to buy a notebook because if you type up your novel or book or whatever and directly into a computer, it's not always possible to be near a computer when inspiration strikes. So then you're just going to lose your ideas until you can write it down. So yeah, always have a notebook with you basically. Step 2. Put your thinking cap on. Excuse me. I haven't got a cap, so this I'll have to do. Now you have your notebook, it's time to squash the traditional bugaboo of all writers. What the hell does bugaboo mean? Anyway, use those first pages to write out story ideas. I have a couple of ideas, I just don't know where to go from there. Once you feel you've written down enough ideas, read over them twice. Why twice? I'm not Santa. Take it to someone else to get feedback on them ideas. Sure, I can do that. Step 3. Create the overview of your story, including an outline, notes about characters, possible names, descriptions and backstories. There are several advantages to the overview approach included. It will give you new ideas for your story as you describe different parts of it. Nothing goes to waste. You may describe a character, for instance, who never appears in the story directly, but who influences another character. 4. Set up a table or chart and write down all the characters that have been... Hang on, let me do that again. 4. Set up a table or chart and write down all the characters that have a special meaning in the story. Use your notebook to write a lot about them. Even create a backstory for a couple of them. Why not all of them? This helps to visualize and think about them more, and even learn about how your character think more and even learn about your own character more. Right, let me see. You always have something to refer to when you run out of immediate ideas. 5. Create your outline. Have we already done an outline? Right. Anyway, an outline will help you define the arc of your narrative. The beginning, development of plot and characters, the setting of all the events leading to the big conflict or climax, and then the resolution at the end. The beginning of the story is often the hardest part depending on who you are. That is me. I find it hard. If you want it to be... What? 6. Edit mercilessly. If you find your plot goes nowhere and nothing you can do will help it, back up where it last made sense and try something else. Your story is not required to do anything to... Your story is not required to do anything you tell it to do in the outline. Sometimes the story has other ideas where it wants to go. Wherever you are in the process, the muse may beckon you elsewhere. Follow her. This is part of the joy of writing. Method 2. Writing, I'm going to take this off. Method 2. Writing a novel. Step 1. Write out the name of each chapter for your book and decide what you're going to put into it. That way you'll always know where you're going with the story. Writing about your characters at the start too can be helpful down the road. Hang on, let me just go look down the road, see if there's any help down there for my book. No, can't see anything, sorry. Step 2. Know the elements of a good novel. If you want to be a successful writer, think twice about taking creative writing as a course in college. Whoops, I'm a little bit late there. Instead, take English literature. I did a little bit of English literature. You have to know how to read. Yes, I can read. Sentence structure, character distinction, plot formation, and character personality development all fall into place if you know how to read critically before you write. Great. Never been very critical with writing stuff or other people's writing. Never mind. Details are some of the most important things to write in a book. Instead of just saying the sky was blue, that sounds dead boring. Say what kind of shade of blue it is, such as the sky was a light shade of indigo. I thought indigo was purple. Never mind. But don't go overboard. A bad example would be the sky was a light shade of indigo which set off the deep brown inks of the sands, flecked with ever-sent spittles of foam from the lime-tinged aquarium breakers. Right, okay. Step 3. Write out your plot. This will give you a starting point to anchor your story. Nothing fancy, just a general idea of what goes on. Halfway through the book, look over the original plot you wrote down. It'll be amazing how your perception of your book may have changed. Remember, this is your book. Step 4. Start writing. This is the best part. If you're having trouble starting, skip to the conflict. Basically, don't stay in order. Write what comes to your head in first. Simple enough. Step 5. Remember that your notebook should only be used for planning. It is best to type up your story. Eh? You told us not to type up our story earlier. Make your mind up. So you can create multiple copies of it, easily remove mistakes, and pitch it to publishers. Oh, I get you. So, if you get any writing ideas, you write them all down and then type it up later. Right, okay. Method 3. Writing a non-fiction book. Pick something you know or want to know about. Your non-fiction book could be information about a place where the reader might be vacationing or information on a place in general. Step 2. Research. Research is a good idea. As much as they may know, every expert has at least one new thing to learn. You can never know too much about a subject. If you are having trouble or reach a stumbling block, try these things. Go online, read another non-fiction book, ask an expert, read an encyclopedia. 3. Format your book. These books that don't get published are the ones that are poorly organised. For example, don't talk about good places to fish and good beaches in Europe in the same chapter. Add copious descriptive details. No one wants to read a boring book. Well, no. Good books are enriched with details and colour. Method 4. Keep at it. Keep at it. Be persistent and write constantly, whether it's your story or just a thought or observation. The more you do it, the better you'll get. Step 2. Keep asking questions of your motifs, your story, and your characters. Everything and everyone in your novel should have a reason for being there. 3. Take breaks to get back some perspective. Writing improves with distance. On returning to it, you'll often see what works and doesn't work in your written piece, whereas trying to perceive this when you're stuck in the middle of it is a lot harder. Set aside a chapter for a week and come back to it later, refreshed with new eyes. If you get writer's block, stop writing for a few days or so and listen to some calming music to clear your head. Step 4. Find opinions other than your own. Let other people read your book's manuscript. They can give you valuable feedback and perhaps even help you as you continue to write. Yep, I have people I give that to. 5. Ditch what doesn't work. Well, I think that's kind of obvious, ditching what doesn't work in the story, because you're not going to leave it in, are you, if it doesn't work? Just saying. There will be plenty that doesn't work. Don't be afraid to delete characters, plots, and anything else from your book if it isn't working. Equally, don't be afraid to add new elements and characters that seem to bridge gaps and give sense to what you're writing. In the case of non-fiction, never be afraid to find more facts to back up your statements. Step 6. Remember that many authors fail at many drafts before they find an actual idea that's good enough to stick with. Take Veronica Roth, author of the Divergent trilogy. She says it's her blog that it took her at least 48 tries to find an idea to stick with, and that was in college. 7. Write what you know. The old saying can either work for you or not. It's good to not need to do a whole bunch of research before writing, but a little doesn't hurt. Also, it's a good exercise. Writing new things could help unearth an idea. 8. Keep at it. Pretty sure you've already mentioned this once. Try to make your mind churn out ideas all the time so you never have an excuse not to write. You don't need to fit everything, literally it's in capitals, everything is in capitals, so it says you don't need to fit everything into your story. Just enough to satisfy the reader. If you get sick of writing and just come to a stop, take a break and reconnect with the world outside. Or try free-form writing, just write. No edits, no erasing because it sounds bad. Just write. And write, even if they are scattered scenes, rhymes or 2 words. Or tips. Don't forget to revise. If you don't revise, then you're probably going to have a level 1 story. In newspapers, the editors revise the story they are seeing. People like books and they need to be hooked to the book. Don't stress. Read some of your ideas out loud occasionally. Your mistakes or great ideas will stick out. Get inspiration from reading other books. I read books all the time anyway, so you know. Watching a movie, listening to music, or visiting an art gallery. Use your imagination. It's the key to a great fiction book. Great. Keep a small Keep a small journal nearby. If you think of a unique name, plot idea, write it down. Remember, there are no boundaries. Let your imagination stretch reality. Remember, claps. Oh, it doesn't mean that kind of clap. C, characters. L, location. A, action. P, problem. And S, solution. Not. Although if you're really desperate, you could just start copying and see if it gives you ideas. You never know, it might do. A book that people would want to read needs a good title, a good front cover, good pictures on the cover, and of course, a very good opening paragraph. Draw out your characters to get a good idea of what they look like. I can't draw, so they all look ugly as well, yeah. Warning. Be sure to research. Make sure the book you want to write doesn't exist already. To be fair, most of the books that are out now, well, they're all similar anyway, but make sure it's not exactly the same, because, you know, that'd be just ridiculous. You just basically wrote someone else's story. Be open to critics. That being said, don't let it get you down too much if it doesn't turn out well. A person who is going to write his or her first book should stick to it. He or she should not worry about time and money. First book launch may not be successful, but that person will learn something from his or her mistakes. Make sure you like, again, like in capitals, make sure you like what you write from time to time. Ask yourself, am I enjoying this? Is this fun? Do I like my main character? And most importantly, do I want to? Reason. It's not a good idea to write because someone told you to. Write because you want to. Again, want, capital letters. That is the end of this. I'll put the link of this in the description. So yeah, if you want to go over it yourself, read it all in more detail, because I did skip bits out that I thought weren't as important. But yeah, that's how you write a book, guys. So yeah, I'll see you on Sunday with something new I'm going to start doing on Sundays. Obviously it's on Sundays, Sam. Every Sunday I'm going to do this thing, but I don't want to go into too much detail. I want you to find out for yourself on Sunday, so come back Sunday and find out for yourselves. Probably around, I don't know what time, probably around 1ish, if I've finished my dinner, that is, at that time. But it'll be probably up before 1:30. So yeah, if you have me on Twitter, I'll probably upload it on there, or Tumblr as well. So yeah, I'm just repeating myself now, so I'm just gonna go. Bye.